Joni Ernst, Republican from Iowa, and I just want to ask her about, and great to see you today, Senator,
yes,
what the
Harris.
mood is on Capitol Hill right now, because you've got House members that are leaving today.
Yes, a lot going on, of course, on the Hill today. We do see a lot going on with the confirmation hearings in Senate Judiciary. I think Chuck Grassley has done a phenomenal job moving through this process. The feeling is one of a little bit of chaos right now, because we will have to turn to our leaders and see what is going to occur in the next week.
You know, they went into this little ante room. And what I love about having you on with me right now is that you can kind of fill in the gaps. I mean, as a watching public, we're wondering, well, it's being described as a small space. I mean, that's the deal-making room. How much pressure do you know that perhaps Senator Flake would have felt?
I think there was probably a lot of pressure in that room, and Senator Flake is a great colleague, and I respect him very much. I respect all of my colleagues. I do hope that we can move through this process and as soon as we can. And again, we'll have to turn to our leadership and see what they are determining the next steps will be, because ultimately it will be up to them.
Senator Ernst, are you comfortable with the idea of a one-week FBI investigation? This isn't the same situation that we saw with the Anita Hill, where they did three days. I mean, we've seen FBI investigations of late go long and broad.
Yes, and Harris, let me tell you what I'm uncomfortable with, and that is the notion that Senate Democrats and Dianne Feinstein and her staff had this information in July and did not direct it to Chairman Grassley so that it could have been investigated in a timely manner. So my question to my colleagues, many of them that I do respect very deeply, is why on earth did they not call for an investigation when they received the information? I do know that Dr. Ford wanted to keep this a private matter, and unfortunately she was disrespected. If they were going to disrespect her in such a manner, why didn't they call for an investigation much earlier on?
You know, Senator, you've had campaigns. You know that they can be sometimes focused very negatively on all the people that you love in your life. I know from just covering people that run like yourself. If you're Judge Brett Kavanaugh, what do you think that he is about to see right now? And what is the threshold that now is required for people who want to run for office or reach up and be on the Supreme Court? What would you say to him?
I would say to him, stay strong. I would say continue on with the push forward. And I would also say, God keep you and bless you, because I do know how painful this can be a process. I'm sure he is hurting in the very pit of his stomach for the scrutiny that his family has gone through, not just his wife, but his beautiful daughters as well. He has truly been put through the ringer this last week. And I feel for the family and many others that are considering public service, whether it's through a nomination or elected office. They have to be questioning themselves right now, saying, do I want to go through this? Do I want to face accusations, whether they are true or false, and be tried in the media? So it's a very unfortunate situation. We encourage people to serve their country, and I hope that Judge Kavanaugh will continue to do that, but I know it's very difficult right now.
And I know you have served yours in a couple of different ways, first in the military and now as a senator. Real quickly before I let you go, there is this question, and you mentioned it, there is this question about why Democrats didn't bring this forth, and fully understanding Dr. Ford's choice and thirst for anonymity. But once we knew about this, say a week ago or so, I'm curious why Republicans didn't first then consider this FBI investigation. Do you start to whip votes at that point and find out that this is what it might take even then?
Well, this is the understanding, is the minute that came up, the committee did initiate an investigation. Now, the committee can go out, seek information. They wanted to visit with Ford as soon as possible. So the committee investigation process is very, very important. Now, the FBI cannot compel people to speak with them or to answer questions. So actually, the committee investigation at this point is much more in-depth and thorough, probably, than what we will be able to find out from the FBI. The FBI does a background check. They don't do a criminal investigation.
Right. And you saw that friend of Brett Kavanaugh, Mark Judge, who, first it was a letter and then it was stronger than that with language for penalty of perjury. And when you lie to Congress, either the Senate or the House, it's serious legal business. Senator Ernst, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you, Harris.
All
Thank
right.
you.